Yalimadat. Welcome and bienvenue. My name is Salima Ladani, and it's so great to be back together for a very special episode of Friday Night Reflections. Remember when we were all tuning into FNR every week during the pandemic? Feels like a lifetime ago when we were all sitting at home, binge watching Netflix, making some sourdough bread, and on a load of Zoom calls. But in all seriousness, FNR brought together our community during a very challenging time. And while we may not be as virtual as often as we once were, I'm so glad we can come together for very special and uplifting nights like tonight. Can you believe it's mid-October already? The leaves are changing, the air's a bit crisp. I've been enjoying some pumpkin spice lattes. It's a great time. But before we get into cozy sweater season, let's dive into tonight's show. We've got a very special episode of FNR tonight, where we'll explore Global Encounters, the new institution established by Mawlana Hazar Imam during his Diamond Jubilee, to uplift and unite the Jamat and provide a platform for talent in our Jamat to shine. In these complex times, Global Encounters aims to foster deeper connections, nurture our Jamat's diverse talents, and develop a new generation of leaders, all through transformative experiences in the arts, sports, service, and culture. Global Encounters brings together a number of flagship international programs, including Jubilee Games, Jubilee Arts, international camps, heritage journeys, and a very new talent institute. To help us understand the vision behind this exciting new endeavor, we sat down for an exclusive interview with Malik Talib, chairman of the Leaders International Forum. Chairman Talib, no stranger to the Canadian Jamat, will share his insight into why Mawlana Hazar Imam established Global Encounters and what he hopes this institution will achieve in the years ahead. You'll also hear firsthand from artists and athletes and some of our young leaders who have been transformed through Global Encounters. Their inspiring stories demonstrate how passionate young people can uplift communities when given the support and opportunity to thrive. And we'll wrap up as always with our soulful sounds. Music that stirs the soul, never gets old. That's a fair amount to cover, so let us get right to it with Chairman Malik Talib. Chairman Talib was born in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, educated at McGill University, and trained as a lawyer at the Osgoode Hall Law School in Toronto. He's an entrepreneur based in Vancouver. He has served on the boards of numerous organizations, including the Prince's Trust Canada, the BC Children's Hospital Foundation, United Way for the Lower Mainland Cabinet, Vancouver Foundation, Mulgrave School, and Lift Philanthropy Partners. For more than 30 years, Chairman Talib has served in various leadership positions within the Jamati institutions, including as President and Vice President for the Council for Canada. He was appointed by Mawlana Hazar Imam in 2019 as the Chairman of the Ismaili Leaders International Forum, LIF.
I'm going to propose, as a result of the beautiful dancing that you showed this evening, that we have an Olympics of dancing. I don't see why athletes alone should be compared. And so I'm going to suggest that at the next Olympics we have a dancing Olympics also from around the world, and our young girls and boys will be able to demonstrate how elegant they are, how able they are to reflect various cultures from different parts of the world. And I think you'll be surprised by some of the unusual things that you will see and hear. But I would like to make this a reasonably serious suggestion this evening, that we should encourage the artistic community or the artistic individuals in our communities around the world to come together.
And thank you for joining me today for this special program from this beautiful Ismaili Centre in Dubai. My name is Aliana, and I'm very honoured to be sitting down with the chairman of the Ismaili Leaders International Forum, Malik Talib. We are both here today in Dubai for meetings with teams working on the Global Encounters Festival 2024. And Chairman Saib has very kindly agreed to speak to the Ismaili TV about his journey and experiences of his seva, and what Global Encounters means for the future of the Jamat. So, Chairman Saib, thank you for joining us here today and taking time out. It's really nice to see you here today. And I think actually this is probably the first time that we're having a conversation as well.
Yes.
So it would be nice before we jump into GE and the festival, if you could just tell us a little bit about your Seva journey and your experiences.
Well, thanks very much for agreeing to speak to me today. It's a real pleasure and great to meet you. I'm no different than most people in the Jamat who have served the Imam from a young age in the Jamat Khana, wearing a uniform and doing whatever I can as a responsibility that I think we all have in terms of building our community. And that starts for all of us at a really young age and generally continues, and every one of us takes a different path. I've always believed that whatever you do in the Jamati context, it's important. And so whether you're a volunteer wearing a uniform, which is very, very important, or you're a president, or you're a member of a council, or the chairman of the LIF, everyone has a role and everyone has an important role. And I've been very fortunate to be able to have several different roles in the course of my life.
Oh, it's amazing. Can I ask, what's been a highlight of your Seva journey to date?
Well, there's so many, as you can imagine, and they track generally as it relates to being with members of the Jamat. But because we're going to be talking about GE today, one of the very exciting highlights for me was in 2016 when the Jubilee Games happened in Dubai. And what was exciting about that is a few things. Number one, I was a Canadian president, having the Canadians come and seeing the sparkle in their eyes as they engaged among themselves, because they were so excited to be representing their country. But what was even more exciting was to see the sparkle in their eyes when they saw their brothers and sisters having the same kind of passion for a certain sport, representing their own countries, but shedding themselves of any barriers so that these people can get to know each other. And it was a real spark, and I think lasting impact for me, but I think also for so many other people.
Similarly, in Lisbon, when the artists came together for Jubilee Arts, we saw that same sparkle in people's eyes. It was incredible. They were emotional, they were connected, and I think if we went back and asked them today, I think that would also be a highlight in their lives.
What have been lessons learned over this journey that you've been on? Could you take maybe like 3 key lessons that you've learned?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the first one is that everyone's going to park their ego at the door when they serve the Imam or they serve the Jamat, because the number one outcome that we're all looking for is to put a smile on someone else's face. And you can't do that if you're thinking about yourself. I think that's really important. Number two is that understanding that everyone has a different perspective. And that diversity of perspectives is a real strength. And this is why in our tradition, building consensus is so important. And it's not only your view as a leader that should necessarily rule the day. I think bringing people together, understanding different perspectives, and that's been a big learning for me over the course of time, and I think a really important lesson for everybody in service. And I would say that the third is that although when we serve, we feel like we're giving, but the reality is that we receive so much richness in our lives. We receive so much in terms of the knowledge we gain, and the experiences help us in just about everything else that we do in our lives. And so the gift of service is a real gift that we take away. It's kind of being selfish when you serve.
I think that's true. I mean, I'm definitely gaining so much more over this weekend in Dubai. It's been amazing to meet everyone.
That's fantastic.
So speaking of Global Encounters and Global Encounters Festival, it's a new institution, newly formed, and it's been so long since there's been a global institution that's been formed. Why Global Encounters, and why now?
Well, Mawlana Hazar Imam has this incredible vision always, and he's established, as we've seen, many different institutions during the course of his imamate. And each of these institutions, whether it's the Aga Khan Foundation in the early days, or it's ACA, which is probably the latest AKDN institution that's been formed, have had incredible and direct impact immediately, but more so over the course of time, because it's changed the course of people's lives, which has been very exciting. And when Hazar Imam established Global Encounters during the Diamond Jubilee, first of all, picking the name Global Encounters, I think we have to think about what does it actually mean to have those global encounters, and why did he actually do that? Well, at that time, the world was at peace. People were politically getting along. We saw the world coming together in unprecedented ways. But if you fast forward to 2023, that's not the case. The world is a troubled place. We see political tensions among countries, within countries. We see an economy that is faltering, and so people are struggling, and the Jamat is not immune from that. We see that the climate change has accelerated, and the damage of climate change has become very, very urgent. And all of these things impact people in a great way. And we've seen, as a result of all of these, and perhaps other things, the rise of mental health generally, and in the Jamat also. And so I think that the wisdom of Hazar Imam establishing an institution in the Jamat to bring the Jamat together globally, number one, is quite unique because our constitutional bodies, the councils in each of the regions, do an extremely good job of programming to keep the Jamat together. And I think in bringing Global Encounters in play and with the focus of bringing the Jamat together, I was wondering why sports and why arts and why camps, and what's the string that brings all of these together? Why youth development? Why is it important for us to maximize our capacities by building our talent in these areas? And the one conclusion that I have, based on the guidance that Hazar Imam has given over the course of time, is that when you engage in competitive activities, you focus on the activity and you shed yourself of any barriers you might have had about the other person because they're competing in the same way as you are. And you achieve an incredible thing that's not obvious necessarily, but what you achieve is the ability to get to know the person without those barriers that might have existed before. And so if I'm a Canadian and I'm competing against an Afghan, I'm not going to see my brother or my sister as an Afghan. I'm going to see them as people competing like I'm competing, people and people, and if we can shed those barriers, it's just going to make us more united because we understand each other a lot better. And I think you can say that about the arts in the same way. I think you can say that we see that in the camps all the time, where sometimes it's difficult for young people to get to the camp and they have to be prodded and they have to be pushed to go to the camp. But our experiences, they don't want to leave once they've gone because their engagement and their love for one another grows. That gives them confidence. It gives them understanding of who the other is. In a world that's experiencing so much conflict, I think that the Imam wants us to rise above that conflict and not be thinking about each other as Indians and Pakistanis, Afghans and Canadians, Tajiks and Syrians, or whatever the case might be. But he wants us to think of us as one united Jamat. And I think Global Encounters creates that platform to be able to achieve this.
Well, the Talent Institute is a great program and very exciting and inspiring. I hope not only for those of us who have been talking about it, but will be inspiring for the entire Jamat. It focuses on people with great talent and people with raw talent that can be developed both in the arts as well as in the sports.
That's amazing. And I guess brings back to the point about shedding your ego at the door, right?
Absolutely. So important.
So you mentioned the Talent Institute. Can you tell me a bit more about the other elements of the Global Encounters Institution?
Well, Global Encounters, I've gone through 4 of them: the camps, the Talent Institute, Jubilee Arts, Jubilee Games. Heritage Journeys is an evolution of what we did during the Golden Jubilee Heritage Discoveries. We haven't historically lived in the West. We've come from incredible countries with rich, rich history. over time, that history fades in our own minds. And so it's so important for us to be able to expose the Jamat to our very traditional places. Our first exploration will be in Egypt, and being able to take people back to a very important place in our history during the Fatimid period, where Mawlana Hazar Imam more recently has developed the Al-Azhar Park, where he has spent enormous resources restoring the area around. They're creating economic activity. It's important for the Jamat to have a connection to its own history. And so Heritage Discovery Program will take the Jamat to different parts of the world.
And so you've had, and of course it's been something in the making for quite some time, and you've had these conversations with Mawlana Hazar Imam. What are his aspirations for GE? Looking both for Global Encounters Festival, but looking ahead for the Jamat?
Well, I think it's a few things. One is the point about stronger, better, more united. Stronger in terms of our commitment to each other, improving ourselves so that we become better and we maximize our own capacities. And some of those are going to be world-class art, world-class sports, world-class leadership, and some of them will be on a spectrum. As long as each of us are maximizing our individual capacities, I think that we're fulfilling life's objectives in a very important way. The ability for us to engage with each other, not only when times are difficult, as they might be in the world today, but when times are happy. And when they're difficult, we will make them happy because we will have each other to rely on.
So if you're not an artist or an athlete like me, how else do you get involved with GE?
Well, there's so many different ways because we're trying to impact people around the world. It's giving your time and knowledge, volunteering in leadership, as a mentor, as a coach, as a teacher, as a facilitator. So many different opportunities as a leader, administrator. As a participant, and many people will want to participate as a participant in the camps, Heritage Discovery, in the Talent Institute, in the arts and the sports. So participant as a spectator to the festival, as well as the regional festivals that are happening around the world, and also for all of us to be able to participate as a funder in small amounts, to be able to partner with the Imam in his vision in growing this institution.
That would be amazing.
Inshallah.
I mean, I guess we could uncover that talent next year in Dubai GE 2024 and keep going forward. That'd be amazing.
Well, we're really looking forward to it, and I have to say that the government of the UAE has been incredibly supportive, incredibly welcoming for us to host here, and looking forward to welcoming the Global Jamat into Dubai.
And we can definitely feel it over this weekend, right? It's you can feel the buzz in the room when everyone gets together.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. Different accents, different ideas, different cultures, but that has actually added to the excitement. And really everybody having just one wish for an outcome that is to put a smile on everyone's face when they come.
Speaking of inspiration, what's your inspiration to keep doing what you do, to do the Seva and be part of this and keep trying to connect the Jamat in the way that we are?
Well, it's the Imam of the time and the guidance that the Imam of the time has always given, the wisdom of the Imam, the direction of the Imam, knowing that the Imam of the time has his hand on the Jamat, and the fact that he has established this new institution. In its early days, it's very exciting that we're able to get as many people involved as we possibly can to be part of his vision. And then seeing the smiles on the Jamat's faces, that's just a thrill. And it makes all the hard work, which everyone is putting in. In fact, I would say that I'm not the one that's doing most of the work. I get to show up and participate in meetings, but you see these 250 volunteers that have come into Dubai as a prep to start the planning for the event next year. It's incredible to see the commitment that they've all made because of their love for the Imam, because of their love for the Jamat, and again, for just one goal, and that is to see the smiles on everyone's faces.
Beautiful. Very infectious. What's the goal 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line? If we were to have another conversation, what do you want to say that you've achieved in that time?
Well, I'd say that what we want to achieve as an institution, as we kind of launch this institution, is we want to increase the participation in the global programming. We want to, right now in our camps, for example, for every 10 applicants, we have a spot for one. We need to change that dynamic and change that formula so that we can get to 10 for 10. We may do it in creative ways in doing camps in country. We may do more global camps around the world, meeting the same objectives that we're currently kind of implementing, which include engaging with the AKDN, being in traditional countries, ensuring a great diversity, making sure that people learn not only about each other, they learn about themselves as they go out to these different countries, and they learn about the countries themselves as well as the vision of the Imam through AKDN institutions. I think that's very, very important. I think that the other objective which would be great to achieve, especially as we're seeing migration, the movement of people happening more out of urgent need, and sometimes, most of the time, not out of choice, is that the Jamat is not seeing the differences, but they're seeing the similarities. And that when people arrive in a different country, they're embraced just like they would be embraced in their own country. And I think that that is an underlying objective of what we're trying to achieve. And the last one is, I would say, somehow measuring how people are inspired to do the best that they can do in the area that they choose to do it in. Whether it's art or sport, it might be something else. I just think it's so important that each of us who've been given the blessing of a skill, ability, a passion, that we're able to take it to kind of the best that we can, maximize, as I say, our potential, and using that not only for ourselves, but for the benefit of others. I think that would be very exciting to be able to say, in 5 years, we've moved the needle in these three areas.
That would be amazing. We'll get a date in the diary and we'll come and check in with you then.
I look forward to it.
Thank you, Chairman Saib, again for taking the time and having this conversation with us. I know I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. I've also enjoyed the conversation.
It's been great, and thank you all for joining us this evening as well. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have, and we hope to see you soon. Yadding with it.
What a fascinating conversation that was. Chairman Talib's reflections on the joy he felt seeing barriers dissolve between athletes and artists from different countries at the Jubilee Games and Jubilee Arts festivals really resonated with me. As a former competitive athlete and musician myself, I've been so blessed to see firsthand the power that both sports and arts can have in bringing people together across borders, languages, and cultures. And what a privilege to hear from a leader who has served the Jamat for so many years with such dedication. I've even heard that he can throw down a mean dunk on the basketball court. We will now have a chance to hear from some of the talented athletes and artists in the Jamat whose passions have been ignited through global encounters, and also hear from others who are already paying it forward and uplifting others by sharing their talents.
Well, our inspiration has always been our grandfather, Shagul Aziz, who used to be a great polo player of his time. His teachings were that if you have faith in yourself, it could lead you to any success in life, and his optimism is what brought us here actually. Jubilee Arts has really encouraged us to communicate with artists from all over the world. It has given us opportunities, and we really have to grab those opportunities, and we hope that we will get such chances in near future as well. And we are very glad that we are part of this event, and this event is really a dream, like we are living it, and I never want to wake up from. We have one message for all the Jamat. It is that it doesn't matter which color you belong to or which culture you possess. The only thing that belongs or that is true is that we are all Ismailis, and if we get united like this, we can shake the world and we can change the world.
I am the child of two deaf adults. Back in 2015, I attended the life-changing Global Encounters camp in Kenya. I dove into the world of social enterprises, explored the ethics of sustainability at Equity Insights, and truly realized the power of building a community. Two years later, I started Connect Here, a social enterprise promoting disability inclusion. We partner with businesses, provide accessibility as a service, and drive innovation in technology. We empower individuals with disabilities to lead independent lives, just like you and I. Global Encounters ignited my passion and inspired me to become an agent of change for society. Join us on this incredible journey and help us empower others. I am Azima Thanji and I am Global Encounters.
My name is Muniza and I am 17 years old and I am from Gilgit-Baltistan and I am a football player participating in Global Encounters Festival 2024.
मैं जो गेम खेल रहा हूँ उसका नाम ट्रेडिशनल वॉलीबॉल है। ट्रेडिशनल वॉलीबॉल का ये कि हम बचपन से यही देखते आ रहे हैं हमारे सीनियर्स, क्योंकि हमारे घर के सराउंडिंग्स में यही गेम ज़्यादा खेला जाता है, तो इस वजह से इस गेम में मेरा इंटरेस्ट थोड़ा बचपन से ही ज़्यादा था, तो उसके बाद मैं इसी गेम को आगे खेलता आ रहा हूँ और मैं चाहता हूँ कि मैं भी इंटरनेशनली जाके पाकिस्तान का नाम रोशन कर लूँ।
Here we have the opportunity to show our talent and competition is very tough because we have a lot of competitors. Let us celebrate the oneness of our Jamat by bringing them together on a single platform for Global Encounters Festival 2024. I'm really excited for Global Encounters Festival 2024.
I really loved badminton from the very first day I touched a racket. It was weird, but I remember I was 6 years old. And there's a new community center that opened across the street from us, and I went into a bunch of sports, from soccer to basketball to hockey, and I had a fifth sport to pick. I didn't know what badminton was, but my friend that I went with was like, "Oh, badminton, it's fun. Let's try it out." So I'm like, "All right, let's do it." And next thing you know, I was killing everybody the first day I actually played, and the coach saw that there, and he's like, "Okay, you need to come back on Monday and start training with us." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I didn't say no. I just went into it, and it's weird to say, but I kept on surprising myself and surprising my coach. And growing up in Montreal, born and raised in Montreal, I think one thing that I was very lucky was to be surrounded by such different types of communities. From Afghanistan, from Madagascar, from Tanzania, from India, and being seeing that on a much larger scale at the games was unbelievable. Everywhere we went, I remember everywhere we went, we always heard the Tajiks come in because they were dancing everywhere they went. There was music, and there was always an excitement when the Tajiks were around, and I love that. For me, that was so inspiring, and it was so fun to be around that environment, and that's what I look forward to the most. This picture was taken in Gilgit. It was the fourth leg of my tour with AKYSB in Pakistan. it was all kids from all over the northern areas, from the northern depths of the Hunza Valley to Gilgit, and it was beautiful to be around such beautiful kids. They were excited to welcome me and to learn new skills and new training drills and to really absorb all the best practices when it comes to badminton. And I think that's one thing that really inspired me, is to be around kids that were so eager to learn. We started our days with group training, group stretches, and then we went to more specific drills, and the coaches were involved, and other coaches from different parts of the northern areas came also. So it was it was an environment where it inspired them, but also it provided them this sense of, okay, you know what, we're working towards a common goal here. It's working towards becoming a better athlete, a better badminton athlete, in other words, and really push ourselves to the limit, that I think push ourselves beyond the limits. And I think that's one thing that they really had fun. We really had a lot of exciting times, yeah, that's for sure. There's so many ways to kind of contribute and really share what you're passionate about, right? Whether it's through sports or not, I think there's always a way to help, and it's part of not only our traditions, but our community, right? We are a community of volunteerism, and it's what makes us special, and what we're very proud about. And I think that there's always a way to give back, and I think it's for everyone in a sense. It's really for everybody that wants to give back in any shape, way, or form. I think they can help. They can help out from administrative duties to actually sports-related duties. There's so many tasks, and there's so many things that we can help back and help give back towards, and I think that's one way. The Global Encounters is a great platform for everybody to get involved with.
Wasn't that incredible? The imagination, creativity, and discipline shown by these young artists and athletes really leaves me in awe. I hope you feel as inspired and uplifted as I do by the immense potential of our Jamat's talents. These inspiring stories really truly showcase the power of Global Encounters to unleash our Jamat's talents. But the programs can't happen without our support. I would like to encourage every member of the Canadian Jamat to make a contribution, big or small, to Global Encounters, so that we can do our part and fulfill our responsibility to continue making these experiences possible for our brothers and sisters around the world. Please visit the.smiley/globalencounters/give to learn more about the campaign and how you can make a difference. With your support, we can empower the next generation of leaders to reach new heights in sports, arts, and leadership. And together, we can build a stronger community. And speaking of talent, don't forget to mark your calendars for November 11th and 12th, as the Canadian Jamat will come together in Toronto to celebrate excellence in arts at Illume 2023's National Visual Arts and Film Festival. Taking place at the Ismaili Centre Toronto and the Aga Khan Museum, the weekend will showcase the incredible range of talent in our Jamat in filmmaking and visual artistry. I encourage you to come experience the vibrant diversity of imagination and self-expression alive within our artistic community. Wander through the galleries, watch captivating films, and join illuminating workshops and dialogues. From FIFA qualifiers to the inaugural Illume Classic Ice Hockey Tournament, the weekend will be jam-packed with excitement. You don't want to miss it. To learn more, visit iicanada.org/illume. We will conclude this evening with our soulful sounds. We start by rewinding to a very special moment in 2016 that still gives me goosebumps. When the Global Jamat came together for the Jubilee Games in Dubai. Performing at the opening ceremonies was a star-studded ensemble, and I still remember the energy that I felt that day and the incredible experiences and lifelong friendships that I formed being part of Team Canada. And speaking of Dubai, the countdown has officially begun for the Global Encounters 2024 festival that'll bring us together once again as one Jamat to celebrate excellence in both arts and sports. And what better way to get pumped for GE 2024 than with the newest smash hit, Dubai Let's Go, featuring Ismaili vocalists, instrumentalists, and dancers from around the world. Thank you for joining us for this very special evening edition of FNR. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Stay warm, stay safe, enjoy a PSL, and until next time, Yali Madat and Kudafis.
run the game when you walk with giants. It's an awkward silence, don't say nothing to sheep, we just talk with lions. It's not chance, not a mystery. It's a plan to leave doubt, is in disbelief. Lay hands on it first to make history and plant a flag in the earth in this victory. Let's go, come on, let's go.